Burj Khalifa, the story of the world's tallest building. Imagine looking up and continuing to look until your eyes can barely follow the building into the sky. At 828 meters, Burj Khalifa rises above Dubai like a vertical mountain. It is officially recognized as the world's tallest building and has held that title since its completion in 2010. But Burj Khalifa isn't simply a skyscraper. It is the story of a city that decided to challenge the limits of height, engineering, and imagination. So how did Dubai build a tower this enormous in the middle of the desert? And what makes Burj Khalifa capable of standing against some of the planet's most difficult environmental conditions? Let's go inside the story. At the beginning of the 21st century, Dubai was transforming rapidly. The city was building a new global identity, one based on architecture, tourism, business, and extraordinary infrastructure. Then came an even bigger idea: build a tower that would become a symbol of Dubai. Construction began in 2004, and the project was developed by Emaar Properties. The tower was designed by the Chicago-based architectural firm Skidmore, Owings and Merrill, with architect Adrian Smith serving as the design partner. But designing a building this tall was only the beginning. The real challenge was figuring out how to make it stand. At ground level, Burj Khalifa may look enormous, but hundreds of meters above the desert, the biggest enemy isn't simply gravity, it's wind. The higher a building rises, the more complicated the wind forces become. Engineers, therefore, gave Burj Khalifa an unusual Y-shaped, three-winged floor plan. The design was inspired partly by the form of the regional desert flower, Hymenocallis. More importantly, its geometry helps the tower resist powerful wind forces. At the center is a massive structural system known as the buttressed core. The three wings support and reinforce the central core, creating a system designed to handle the enormous forces acting on the tower. And then there's another clever feature. As the tower rises, its shape repeatedly steps inward. Instead of presenting one enormous smooth surface to the wind, the changing geometry disrupts wind patterns. In other words, Burj Khalifa doesn't simply fight the wind, its shape is designed to work with the physics of the wind. Construction began in 2004. For years, the tower climbed higher and higher above Dubai. The structure eventually reached 828 meters, with more than 200 levels overall and 160 habitable levels. Think about what that means. A normal building grows upward floor by floor. Burj Khalifa had to become an enormous vertical system containing residences, offices, hospitality spaces, observation areas, elevators, mechanical systems, water infrastructure, and everything required to keep people functioning hundreds of meters above the ground. Even cleaning the exterior became a major engineering problem. Specialized building maintenance machines were developed to reach the tower's enormous facade. The project wasn't just about constructing a skyscraper, it was about creating a functioning vertical city. On January 4, 2010, Burj Khalifa was officially inaugurated, and suddenly Dubai had a structure that changed its skyline forever. At 828 meters, Burj Khalifa surpassed the previous record holder, Taipei 101, by an extraordinary margin. The Council on Tall Buildings and Urban Habitat officially confirmed its 828-meter height and world's tallest status. From the observation levels, Dubai appears completely different. The roads become thin lines, buildings become miniature shapes, and the desert stretches towards the horizon. From this height, the city almost looks like a map. But Burj Khalifa was never intended to be just a record-breaking tower. It was designed as a mixed-use development, a place where people could live, work, stay, and experience Dubai from extraordinary heights. Its building contains residences, offices, hospitality spaces, and observation experiences. Its interiors combine contemporary materials with references to regional culture and design. The tower also contains a large collection of artworks from Middle Eastern and international artists. And the records continue beyond height. Burj Khalifa has held records involving its occupied floors, observation facilities, elevators, and other aspects of its vertical infrastructure. It became less like a traditional skyscraper and more like a city turned vertically upward. There's something remarkable about Burj Khalifa. Its greatest achievement isn't simply the number 828. It's what that number represents. A city surrounded by desert created one of the most recognizable structures on Earth. Architects had to rethink the shape of a skyscraper. Engineers had to confront wind, extreme height, materials, foundations, transportation, maintenance, and countless other challenges. And workers had to turn drawings and calculations into physical reality. The result became a global landmark, a symbol of Dubai's ambition, and a demonstration of how far modern engineering can push the boundaries of vertical construction. Today, when the sun disappears behind Dubai's skyline, Burj Khalifa remains above the city. Its illuminated facade rises hundreds of meters into the night. From the ground, it seems almost impossible. From the top, the world below seems surprisingly small. Burj Khalifa began as an ambitious idea. It became an engineering experiment on an enormous scale. And ultimately, it became an icon. 828 meters of steel, concrete, glass, design, engineering, and human ambition. The world's tallest building isn't just something you look at, it tells a story. A story about what happens when a city decides that the sky isn't the limit. If you enjoyed this journey inside Burj Khalifa, like this video, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, would you visit the world's tallest building, or would the height be too much for you?